I've opened 12 beauty calendars this year. This is how they rank up. So the way I actually calculated my score was I scored out of 5 on both price and value. So I took into account how much it cost, but then I also took into account what the value of it was. So I scored it out of 5 in each category that way. I also decided to score it on packaging too, out of 5, just because I thought it'd be a fun addition because some of these brands got really creative. And then my 2 out of 10 scores will be the quality of the product, so how good the actual products were, and the fun of it. Like, how fun is this calendar? Is it enjoyable to open? Do you feel like you're getting good stuff each day? Is it something you can actually use? It's just all these things that I just took into account. Now again, this is completely subjective. It is 100% my opinion, and I could be totally wrong, and I'm sure you guys would rank it completely differently than me, and that's okay. So that being said, our total score will be out of 35. And in 12th place, we are starting out with Amazon's Puff Feel Holiday Wow 20 Surprise Box. Which might be surprising that I actually ranked this last. This was $21 and some change, so I ranked it a 3.5 out of 5 in regards to the price. But for value, I ranked it 1.5 out of 5 because I feel like the products in here are just garbage. It's just not really stuff you're gonna use, unfortunately. For packaging, I did give it a 4 out of 5 because I did love the individually packaged boxes. I love the Christmas abstract feel it had going on in the interior. So I will give credit where credit's due. But for quality of products, I gave this a 2.5 out of 10. Those lipsticks had no right smelling as bad as they did. You should not include a foundation and concealer in a box like this. That shade is not going to match everybody. The quality of products are terrible. It did come with a dermaplane, which I thought was cool at the time, but at the end of the day, you don't really want to get a razor. In regards to fun, I gave this a 6.5 out of 10. I did think it was slightly fun to open. You know, every day was truly a surprise, like the box says. But it still ranked it last with a total score of 18 out of 35. And for the worst and best of this box. For the worst, I included these like little cotton pads, which I thought were very random. These 2 lip creams that smelled atrocious, that had no right being in here. Straight up chemicals. And the 2 random eyeshadow applicators. And for the best, I did put in the blush. I thought the blush was very pigmented and it did look nice. And at number 11, we have the Ellen Tracy Beauty Calendar from TJ Maxx. So this retailed for $15, so I did score it a 4 out of 5 on the price. But the value of this is a 1 out of 5. This was absolutely terrible. It was so cheap. What was included: bobby pins, claw clips, very cheap scrunchies, like genuinely nothing fun besides the lip gloss and hand cream. Packaging though, it's just so disappointing because the packaging was so gorgeous. I mean, this is so stunning, and I love the way it was individually packaged in the boxes, and the design is just so cute. So I did give it a 4 out of 5 on packaging. But the quality of the products, again being so cheap, gave it a 5 out of 10, and the fun of this was 5 out of 10 as well because it wasn't fun to open at all. Which puts the final score of this box at 19.5 out of 35. And the best and worst of this box was, the worst is the bobby pins. This is ridiculous. Should not have been included in an advent calendar. And the best was the 3 lip glosses that were included. I thought that was nice. And the hand cream was nice as well. Now this one is going to be controversial because I know a lot of people really love this calendar. But for me, at number 10, I have the Target Beauty Advent Calendar, their 12 Days of Beauty. Now this retails for $20, so I did put a price of 4 out of 5. And the value of this is really good. It is 5 out of 5. The products that are included have value, so I cannot deny that. The packaging I felt was really bland, kind of boring. I gave it a 3 out of 5 on packaging, and I did mention this in my other video as well. It's very generic. Now the quality of the products, I gave a 9 out of 10 because the products were great. I actually have been using them. So like I said, this calendar is very practical, you know, but the only thing is I rated so low in the fun section because this was not fun to open. It was a 3 out of 10 because it was so much skincare, and they have a 12 days of skincare calendar, so I don't know why they included so many random items in here, including teeth whitening strips and eye drops. And I know everybody says the eye drops are valuable, but at the end of the day, it's a sample. It's literally only meant for 1 or 2 times use. So, you know, those eye drops are not worth $21 like everybody says. It's a sample size. I don't know, I just didn't love it as much as everybody else. And that puts my total score for Target at 24 out of 35, which is still pretty solid. For the best and worst of this box, I have really been loving the Olay cleansing melts. I've actually been using them, and these are great. I think it's my favorite product out of the box. And for worst, the nail stickers were totally pointless. And this little tiny sample of the Bioderma cleansing oil, it's useless. I also again did not love the fact that they included 2 setting sprays. That is so unnecessary. For number 9, I have the Wet n Wild 7-day countdown calendar, and this might be a New Year's calendar actually. The price, it was $27, so I gave it a 2.5 out of 5. It's a little bit more expensive for the advent calendars we've been opening, and there's actually only 7 products instead of the other 12 we've been doing. Now for value, I'm giving this a 2 out of 5 because somebody did the math for all the products in here, and even though it's $27, the whole thing is only worth $21.60, and the packaging itself is not worth $5. So for value, I gotta give it a 2 out of 5. This is ridiculous. I feel duped. The packaging though was super fun. I gave it a 4 out of 5 for it being a disco ball. The quality of the products were good. It's Wet n Wild. It's a tried and true brand, and I gave it an 8 out of 10. And for the fun of opening it, I did give it an 8.5 out of 10 because it was genuinely fun to open. And that gives us a total score of 25 out of 35. The best and worst of this box was, we have this eyeshadow palette. This was the best of the box. It was the best by far out of anything I've gotten in an advent calendar, I believe, because it was very pigmented and it actually worked really nicely, very minimal fallout. It was a good palette. And for worst, I have to go with the blush lighter. Just very minimal pigment, not as sparkly as I wanted it to be. Does not act as a blush at all. So I would have to say this one was the worst. At number 8, I have the Walmart's W7 Beauty 12 Days of Beautiful Cosmetic Treats. This one was only $10, so for price I put 5 out of 5. And I think for the value, what you get for $10 was worth about 4.5 out of 5. The products weren't amazing, but for what you're getting for the price, I think it was worth it. The packaging to me didn't read very Christmassy, so for packaging, I gave it 3.5 out of 5, even though I do think the packaging is beautiful. And I think the quality of the products was like a solid 7 out of 10. Some of them worked really well, some of them were just okay. And overall for fun, I think this was like a 7 out of 10 to open, which puts us at a final score of 27 out of 35 for this calendar. The best and worst of this box, we have it right here. This is the best. It's the W7 Lippy Chic. This was a great lipstick and it was full-sized. And the worst was this claw clip, which they ended on day 12 and made no sense. At number 7, I have the next W7 Beauty Advent Calendar, the W7 Beauty Bites. This one only retails for $13, so I did give it a 4.5 out of 5 on the price, and the value for what you get is really decent. I gave it a 4 out of 5. I think there is some good stuff in here. For packaging, I had to give it a 5 out of 5. That wreath was stunning, and then you can spread it out to be like a flag. The way it pops up is so cute. And the packaging on it was designed very well. It's very Christmassy. I love their use of violet. I thought it was very interesting and very unique. The quality of the products are the same as the other one. I would give it like a 7 out of 10, but for fun, I give this one an 8 out of 10 because this one was more fun to open, which puts this one at a total of 28.5 out of 35. And the best and worst of this box, I have the Candy Apple Lip Liner. This one was the best. I really love the shade and it was so nice and pigmented and creamy. And for the worst, there's nothing really bad in here, but if I had to pick one, I think the bronzer was just too difficult to open. And at number 6, we have Ulta's Joybrite Beauty Advent Calendar. This retails for $22, so I gave it a 3.5 out of 5 for price. And for value, I gave it a 4 out of 5. I thought the products in here were really solid. Packaging to me was a little harder to open. You kind of have to destroy the calendar to open it, so I gave it like a 3.5 out of 5, even though it's very festive. It is unique, and I do like the concept. I just wish they didn't make it stick all together, so you kind of had to rip it apart. The quality of products, I think, was a 9 out of 10. The products were solid for what they were. It is Ulta's brand. They know what they're doing. And I did enjoy most of the products. And I have to give this a 9 out of 10 for the fun of it because the middle was an ornament. It's the only advent calendar that did something extra like that, so I gave it a 9 out of 10 because that was so fun. That ornament is on my tree right now. Puts it at a total score of 29 out of 35. For best and worst, I would have to say for best, the eyeshadow trio and the blush were actually really nice surprises. I really liked them. And if I had to choose a worst, then maybe the makeup blender. Okay, top 5. At number 5, I have LA Colors. This retails for $13, so the price is 4.5 out of 5. And I think for what you get inside, it's super fun. So the value, I think, is 4.5 out of 5 as well. I think it's definitely worth the money. Packaging to me felt a little cheap. It was like a 3.5 out of 5. Nothing super special about the packaging, and honestly, I did give it some credit because I think it was funny that everything is shaped kind of like what's inside. The quality of the products, I think, were 8.5 out of 10, and I think this was a really fun calendar to open. That headband with the ears is so cute, so it was also super fun, so I gave it an 8.5 out of 10 as well, for a total score of 29.5 out of 35. For best and worst of this box, for best, I have the Body Glitter Gel. It is no surprise. I was so obsessed with this. It is so sparkly. And I really liked the duo eyeshadows as well, both of them. I think they were really great. And I do have to give out a shout out to the headband because this is amazing. I love this. And if I had to pick a bad one, and not that this box had anything bad, it would have to be the tinted lip balm maybe. You know, it's just a lip balm. And number 4, I had to put the CVS Beauty Advent Calendar, their luxury edition. This one I paid $41 for, so it was the most expensive. So for price, I had to be fair and put a 1.5 out of 5. But the value of this was really $41, if not way more. For value, I gave it a 4.5 out of 5. I think it's definitely worth the $41. Packaging was cute and simple, but very effective. It does feel luxurious, so I gave it a 4.5 out of 5 for packaging as well. The quality of the products was 10 out of 10. Everything was really solid. I really liked everything that was included in here. And this one was really fun to open. I gave it a 9.5 out of 10. Genuinely really fun to open, which gives it a total score of 30 out of 35. For best and worst, for best, I love the Kristen S. bow. So cute. The NYX Butter Gloss keychain. Loved it. I actually really like the Bedhead by Tiggy Dry Shampoo, and it smells really good too. The Milani Make It Last Setting Spray and the e.l.f. Stay Cool Primer Stick, both were awesome products. And the Lil Versace Mini Perfume. I mean, all the products in here were just so solid, but these were my favorite. And for worst, if I had to pick one, maybe the Nail Teak Solution. It's supposed to be like a vitamin solution for your nails. It's not a terrible product, but maybe it was the least favorite out of the box. And at number 3, I have the Smoke and Mirrors Beauty Advent Calendar from Five Below. This retails for only $5, so for price, it was obviously 5 out of 5. And you cannot complain getting 12 products for $5, so I think the value of this was also 5 out of 5. The packaging is cute and simple but effective. I gave it a 4 out of 5. Now the quality of the products were solid. I did not like the eyelash glue, and the lashes were very stiff, but I think everything else was good. And this one was super fun to open as well, so I gave it a 9 out of 10. A total score of 31 out of 35. For best and worst, best I have the lip gloss. I really liked this lip gloss. I'm going to be wearing it frequently. And for worst, I again put the eyelash glue and the lashes. And in second place, I have the Profusion Cosmetics Peanuts Collab, their 12 Days of Beauty Advent Calendar. This one I got at Walgreens for $25. For the price, I would say it's 3.5 out of 5, but the value again was really good. The products are really fun in here. It's a 4.5 out of 5 for me. The packaging on this is incredible. To give anything other than a 5 out of 5 on this is a crime. So 5 out of 5 on packaging, super solid. Quality of the products, 9.5 out of 10. The eyeshadow palettes are great, the lipsticks are great, the blush was great, all great products. And this one was super fun to open. I mean, just look at it. 9.5 out of 10 for a total score of 32 out of 35. And for best and worst, I have the highlighter, not blush, and the eyeshadow palette were really solid. I also really love this eyeshadow brush. It's so cute to come with a little pin as well. For worst, if I had to pick something, it would probably be the nail file, even though it's so cutely decorated. And this was just a really good calendar, and all the products I think were solid. Which means in first place, I have the CVS 12 Days of Beauty Standard Edition. This retailed for $20. The price was a 4 out of 5, but the value of this calendar was a solid 5 out of 5. I have no complaints. I found the perfect balance of skincare, hair care, makeup, everything. It was half makeup and then half kind of everything else, and all the products were really good. Packaging, I gave a 4.5 out of 5. I love the design of that. It looks like a CVS store decorated for the holidays. It feels really high quality packaging too. Quality of the products were 10 out of 10. All known brands, really good brands too. They put a lot of thought into this calendar, with the exception of the drink mix, of course. But I'm pretending that that didn't exist. And for fun, I gave it a 9.5 out of 10. It would have gotten a solid 10 out of 10 if day 1 was not that stupid drink mix. For a total score of 33 out of 35. For best and worst, my favorite were the 2 perfume samples that were included in one, and the lashes. And for worst, definitely the drink mix that I already drank. Okay, let me know what you guys think of my ranking. Do you think it was fair? Would you have placed things? I would love to know your thoughts. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this series as much as I loved making it. Happy holidays, and I'll see you in the new year. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. See you next time.